So ask any guitarist that ever tried the song and they'll tell you, yeah, almost broke my fingers. It's time we talked about this. Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac, written and performed by Lindsey Buckingham. The movement the fingers have to make in combination with these almost impossible chord shapes, it requires a lot of stamina, coordination. So here's why it's pretty dang hard to get it down. And you know what I hate most? It's just a great song. It's featured on probably one of the best-selling records of all time. So the driving force behind this entire piece is the thumb. It's the foundation that throughout the entire song does exactly the same thing. It jumps between the bass notes in a simple 8th note pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and etc. And for those that paid attention, yes, I'm indeed playing in a drop D tuning with the capo and a good old fret 4. So this is a very common picking pattern. In fact, it's the heart of the legendary Travis picking pattern.
It began as a kind of a Travis pick.
After Merle Travis.
After Merle Travis.
Yeah.
I made a whole video about that and I talked loads about it in my acoustic guitar course called Acoustic Adventure. So if you want to be real good at acoustic, please check that out. But that thumb, it's child's play. Everyone can do that. It's what's going on top of that. So first we alternate between a very cool D voicing like this. And then you go to the A chord, very briefly. Followed by a hammer-on back to D. And this is what the picking hand does. So for this song, the index plays the G string, while the middle finger is playing that B string, always. But so far, everyone can do this. Here comes the tricky bit. So although this is not the hardest part of this song, it's definitely a good practice for what's coming later. So grab the 5th fret on that high E with the pinky, and we're still playing a D chord by the way right now. Just a different voicing. So just the fingers are doing this. So you see there is a descending pattern grouped in 3s going on, from that ring to the middle to the index. And you do that twice. But now if we put that thumb back in the mix, so you hear this is rather tricky to get down. The fingers play with a different feel than the thumb. Is the thumb a finger? I don't know. You know what I mean. The fingers make a different rhythmic pattern on top of that steady 8th note thumb. And it sounds pretty cool. So the thumb is doing that cha, ch, and the fingers are doing tick, 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 and together. And that is pretty awesome. So paired with the first bit, and this is literally just the first bar. So luckily bar 2 is almost identical apart from that pull off in the beginning, from the D to A, to a sort of A7 voicing over here, and then back to the regular D voicing. And we do that same polyrhythmic thing going on, apart from that first middle finger on the G string. So the first 2 bars, here we are. Alright, so this is magical, right? It sounds super cool and it's so rewarding to get this down, but take it slow and you'll get there, I'm sure. Okay, so next up, this is the most tricky bit of this song, I guess. So only the first chord shape already. It's sort of an A13, but it's not made, there's no major third in the chord, so it feels a bit neutral. Like this. So the index finger is barring on the first 3 strings, fret 2, while the ring finger is playing fret 5 on the D, and the pinky fret 5 on the B string. So this can be a tricky chord, but it's not impossible. So first that thumb, it's making a movement between just the A and D string this time, playing the root and the minor 7 of the chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So on top of this, we're playing those groups of 3 again, but now it's 5 times. So that's 5 times those groups of 3, just doing that. So 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. And pair that with those thumbs playing the 8th note. Well, there's a sort of polyrhythmic thing going on. The accents of the finger are shifting on top of that steady 8th note pulse, and it sounds super cool. Let's do it. That's super cool, right? But this is the original tempo. Okay, let's see if that's possible. So you can just elongate, is that a word? You can just make it as long as you want. You can keep that same pattern going on and on. The 8th note pattern, just keep on playing, the fingers doing that tiki 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 tiki, and it's pretty great exercise. But at the same time, you're still holding that chord shape and it starts aching and you're like, ah! Doing this longer than 5 minutes will just wreck your brain. So just stop after 5 minutes, take some rest, let your brain make the connections. It's better to go to sleep anyway, because then the brain learns the best. And then next morning, do it again. And you'll see, you will be a little bit faster. So how does that all sound when you put it together? There you have it. And then you end with. So I don't want to anger the copyright trolls too much, so let's just skim over it. So we do this cool sliding thing that sounds a bit like the Jackass intro tune. And then back to D. All while the thumb is doing that same 8th note picking pattern. All right. So now you think your brain is fried, your fingers are aching, your body hurts, you're slapped in the face, because you realize how difficult this song actually is, and then you still have to get to the chorus. And the chorus is for the fretting hand a pain in the, well, you know what I mean. We grab the D major chord like this, the highest voicing, index finger barring fret 7 on the D, G and B string, and that pinky going all the way up to 8, 9, 10. Difficult with the capo. Again, a different voicing. We're moving it up. The vocals go up, the chords go up. There's more excitement in the chorus going on, and that's what we love. The thumb is going from that 6th to the 4th to the 5th to the 4th. Just that same basic 8th note pattern again. And luckily, the fingers do pretty much the same as in the first bar of this tune. But now we briefly go to a D major 7th voicing. So, that a ring finger is playing fret 9 all of a sudden. And now we get that same 3/2 polyrhythmic thing going on again, the thumb doing the 8th notes. And the fingers are doing that 3. But the most tricky thing right now is that pinky that's barring the 1st and the 2nd string on that high fret. So if you're practicing this, and you want to get it down, but you have to hold the chord shape all the time, this is gonna hurt your finger. Where's my stamina potion? So the first bar. Now in the second bar, we go to an A7th chord real quick. Like this voicing. Which is a 5 chord in the key of D, so there's a cool tension resolution. And then back to. And then the last bar is the same as the first. So the thumb is just doing this all the time. Same thing. was the end. Let's go over it real quick to don't anger the copyright trolls. Okay, so B minor, 7, F sharp minor 7. This is the F sharp because we're playing a drop D string, right? And then back to B minor 7, pinky on that high 5th fret, hammer on from A to D, which brings us back home. And that is the guitar, because he just repeats this, but he sings on top of this. So as I was editing this video, I realized I never played the whole thing one time in total. So let's do that. Anyway, if you're thinking about getting better at acoustic anyway, you might want to consider check out my acoustic guitar course called Acoustic Adventure. It's a nice adventurous place where you can visit places like the fingerpicking lounge, where we really dive into fingerpicking techniques like Travis picking seen in this video. But we're also discussing strumming, different picking techniques, of course, and we play blues from cool poppy fingerstyle tunes. It's all in there, and yeah, I'd love you to check it out. Links are below. Anyway, so if you finally do get this piece down, please let me know. I would love to see it on Instagram. Use hashtag PaulDavids and hashtag nevergoingbackagain. Give it your best. It's super rewarding if you do get it down. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.